Our next speaker is John Morse. Vocal variety does not mean having a strong, pleasant speaking voice that's easy to the ears, like mine. I mean, not everybody can sound as pleasant as I do, because we all are different, and variety is the spice of life, right? Well, vocal variety means changing the volume from really loud to soft, changing the pace from really fast to slowing it down, and changing pitch from high to really low. So, and it isn't easy to achieve. It takes forethought, practice, a bit of tenacity. But watch for it in our next speaker, John Morse's presentation. Watch, yeah, I just said that. He's going to be focusing on the great American pastime, baseball. The title of John's speech is Play Ball. Now, please help me welcome with your typical loud, boisterous, sometimes unruly round of applause, distinguished Toastmaster, John Morse. Play ball, John Morse.
You're on mute. You want to start over? You're on mute.
How's that? Can you hear me now? Yes, yes, yes. Madam Toastmaster, once again, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Baseball is back, and that means spring training is back in Florida. Soon I'll be able to hear the famous, familiar words of the umpire that he yelled as, "Play ball." What is it about this sport that I find so endearing and so attractive? First, it takes an uncommon amount of athletic skill and coordination to swing a bat and hit a baseball thrown at you at between 80 and 100 miles per hour. In addition to that, you have to be able to catch a ball, catch a fly ball, throw a ball accurately between 150 and 350 feet. You have to be able to run the bases. If you're a pitcher, you have to be able to throw the ball 4 or 5 different ways. Maybe a fastball, a curve, a slider, a change of pace. Some even call and throw a knuckleball. It takes a tremendous amount of skill. Yet the beauty of the sport is that it's played by men and by women too, of all shapes and sizes. For example, two of the very best fielders and best hitters in baseball today are Mookie Betts for the Los Angeles Dodgers, who is 5'8", and Aaron Judge, who plays for the New York Yankees, he's 6'7". Anybody can play this sport regardless of their size. And that includes women. They too can compete at a very, very high level, both in college and in the Olympics on various softball teams, since there aren't any major league female baseball leagues in existence. Second, there's a special kind of pace to the game. I know some people say slow, slower, and slowest. I don't see it that way. I find the pace endearing. I like the fact that there's no clock. I like the fact that as a matter of fact, the game is going to be decided on the field. There are no ties in baseball. The game is played until one team wins and the other team loses. Then there's the famous 7th inning stretch, where somebody will start and everybody will begin singing, "Take me out to the ball game, take me out to the park, buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever come back, so let's root, root, root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame, for it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out in the old ball game." Well, Andy and fellow Toastmasters, that's my rendition of Harry Carey, who started that tradition back 30 or 40 years ago in Chicago. That's the sort of thing that makes baseball such an exciting and exhilarating sport for me to watch. The third thing that I look for in baseball is that you can never really anticipate what it is that you're going to see. I'll give you an example. Last weekend, I went to a spring training game out at Steinbrenner Field, and it seems that some of the umpires, they had COVID-19 positive tests, so they had to quarantine, and they were looking for an umpire to umpire home plate. Who do you think they called? They brought up Jim Sims. Jim Sims was the umpire that night. Wow, was I shocked, was I surprised. I'd love to see him be out there on the field. I've heard so much, he's told us so much about umpiring that it was a great, great opportunity for him. And in fact, he was doing really well up until the 8th inning. The 8th inning, the Yankees were at bat, the score was tied, and the count was 2-2 on Aaron Judge. I talked about him earlier, the Yankees' best ball player. The pitch came in. Jim said, "Strike 3, you're out." Well, the Yankees manager rushed out of the dugout. He said, "You can't call him out. He's the best player in the league, you little runt." Jim said, "Oh, yes, I can. And as a matter of fact, I'm calling you out as well." The headline in the next day's Tampa newspaper, the Tampa Bay Area Times, read, "Bedlam at Steinbrenner Field." Wow, what a day it was for baseball, and what a day and a great day it was for me. That's why baseball is the American best pastime. And if you don't think that anything that I said today about Jim Sims and umpiring at Steinbrenner Field, I urge you to come on Saturday for the Carrollwood Toastmasters Tavern time at Marlowe's Tavern at 3 o'clock, where Jim Sims will reveal the truth about his umpiring at Steinbrenner Field. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.